Here we have the daily price chart for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. So here we can see that the stock has taken a massive run higher here. We have seen a very important break of several resistance zones, and this comes after a period of high volatility. We really saw a lot of two-way price action after this failure just ahead of the $30 mark. So this is really a wild ride that this stock has been on recently. And this does tell us a lot about the ultimate trajectory of the technology space and the technology stock sector as a whole. So currently what we're looking at is near-term highs coming in at $31.37. So we have convincingly broke above this $30 handle. Of course, this comes after this major decline lower here where we saw this whipsaw price action, which resulted in ultimate price lows coming in at 21.23. These lows were posted during the August 5 trading session. And as we can see here, it's interesting because the stock did actually manage to find some support right at its 200-day exponential moving average, which is the blue line toward the bottom of the price chart. So as things currently stand, we can see that the stock is now trading well above all of its near-term moving averages. And this would be on the daily chart, so these are quite important moving averages. Right now, the question about whether or not this stock is likely to continue moving higher really depends on how far we think that the stock can extend relative to current levels. So currently what we're looking at here is a share price movement and momentum, which is really sort of deviating quite strongly away from its exponential moving average cluster. So as we can see here, the share price itself is trading well above all four of these exponential moving averages. So in most cases, this type of price action is really not sustainable. It tends not to be the case where you'll find a stock that is able to trade far above these exponential moving averages for an extended period of time. I mean, that does not mean that this can't continue somewhat, but you would really need a major upside catalyst here in order to continue to propel this stock higher. As things currently stand, I would say that you've probably seen most of this share price momentum already move in the positive direction. Of course, we can move into the trading volumes here a bit, and we can see that there have been some significant changes in the overall direction of the trading volumes themselves. So previously, if we go back to the end of July, we can see that most of the trading volume activity was focused on the downside direction. And then in addition to that, we were seeing a reduction in trading volumes overall. So as this was occurring, we were seeing share prices dive lower. And given the fact that the trading volumes weren't really supporting this outlook to the downside, it's not entirely surprising that we were able to see this reversal to the top side. I mean, we can say that the strength of the reversal was surprising. However, the fact that some reversal did occur is really not surprising, given the fact that the movements lower really were not supported by changes in the trading volumes themselves. So as things currently stand, we can see that the trading volumes have rebounded quite sharply, and they're starting to look quite strong. And most of these trading volume bars are green. So this does tell us that most of the upside activity is being supported by positive changes in trading volumes. However, at the same time, recent trading sessions have seen a bit of a decline in those trading volumes. So as things currently stand, this is starting to look a bit unsustainable. I mean, this is a tremendous run higher. A movement all the way from $21 per share to $31 per share in such a short period of time is a massive price move in a very short period of time. So currently, I would consider exiting the position, or at least taking some of the stock off of the table, taking some of the position off of the table and capturing some gains here for people that are currently long the stock. Of course, this does not mean that there will not be further upside later, but I do think that the prudent move at the current moment would be to take some of the position off the table, book some of these profits, and then wait for the share prices themselves to sort of deviate back toward, end this deviation from the mean and revert back toward the moving averages. So as things currently stand, if this was going to be the type of position that would be adopted, for the first level that you'd be looking at to the downside roughly comes in at 2790. The reason that I point to this area here is because it does mark the 20-day exponential moving average, which is this rising yellow line, which is showing near the top of the price chart. Of course, this is also the top of the exponential moving average cluster, so we would still have 4 more moving averages to work as support if we were to see share prices drop back into that area. For the most part, when you're trading stocks, it's not common to see share prices move to such a great extent above or below the exponential moving average cluster. Usually, you have to revert back to the mean at some point. So that really just means drift back toward the exponential moving averages at some point. It's a bit difficult for share prices to maintain this type of trajectory. So all of that said, we are looking at a major reversal here overall in share prices. If we sort of drill out here a bit, we can see that the longer term uptrend definitely remains intact. The main levels of support that I'm currently watching to the downside come in at this spike low at 21.23. But then in addition to that, we do have to continue to watch this prior triple bottom support zone, which came in at 2050. If we were to see a break below either of these levels, we would start to see a bit of an acceleration to the downside, because this would suggest that share prices themselves would then lose the support zones found at the exponential moving average cluster, and we would be breaking below this 200-day exponential moving average as well. But as things currently stand, the overall trend momentum does definitely remain positive. We're definitely looking at a positive trend here, given the fact that the relative strength index is showing a bullish momentum indication and a condition that suggests further upside movement is possible. The only reason that I would suggest that this might be a bit, the prudent move here might be to adopt a stance of caution, comes from the fact that we've simply moved so far away from the exponential moving average cluster. If you go back on this chart, you can't see many instances of situations where this stock has seen this type of price action moving away from its own exponential moving average. Here we can see one example. As we can see, the share price gapped higher during the, let's get an exact date here. The exact date here would be the February 5 trading session. So we did see some positive news, and the stock did gap higher during this trading session. And we did see share prices move significantly in the upward direction and away from the exponential moving average. However, what we can see here is that the exponential moving average has had to catch up with the stock in order to maintain this positive upward trajectory. So as things currently stand, that type of situation is still possible. As we can see, the exponential moving averages are pointed in the upward direction. But if share prices continue moving higher, the distance between the share price and these averages will continue to be a large distance, and that itself is unsustainable. So here is the current market outlook for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.